So what's up, everybody? This is Doug Jenkins. We're gonna do a little bit of just an example. The new plugin came out from Plugin Alliance. It's a piece of hardware I've been using for quite some time. I actually own the 232, and I found myself using some other stuff in this rack. But long story short, I missed the Pultec, so I sold the thing, and I'm like, dude, that Pultec was incredible. And that's something about this piece. I got a cool song where you're actually mastering a whole entire record for a gentleman today, and the Pultec found its way on it, and it like saved the day. And I was like, that's not a coincidence. Let's do the video. Let's make it happen, and let's let people hear the difference. This piece of hardware has a unique sound to it, and I hope we can capture it in the video. But yeah, the sound of the hardware is something. It's almost like Dangerous. Dangerous has a sound to it. I've had their back sandal EQ, and it's got this fidelity that it's almost like a sheen. It's almost like a finished sound. You'll notice what I'm saying when we engage the hardware. But this is about the new Plugin Alliance Bettermaker EQ. Now this is the mastering EQ. This is a trial I just downloaded, and I want you guys to hear it. So we're going to use a song by a gentleman named Mark Nutter. Mark became a good friend, and he's done a lot of records, and I work with a lot of people around here. He was and still is. He's just a really incredible artist, and he tracked this now. He tracked this one in Nashville. So the whole video is about just getting to hear what this sounds like. So let's disengage the hardware. Let's engage this. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to loop this part here. So I think it's just a kick snare. Let's see what we got. Yeah. Now, okay, so what I want you guys, let me turn this on. So what I want you guys to hear is when I stop the track, okay? When I actually Okay, so what we want to do here is this. I want you to hear and listen to how it's defining the low end. Okay, what this is I'm just doing the Pultec section of this plugin so you can hear it. So right now I have it set to 100, and I'm going to attenuate and boost, okay? So I'm going to turn this all the way back down, and I'll do the same thing with the plugin. This is going to be a quick video just so you can hear it with the kick snare. It's a kick clap. This was actually tracked in a studio at the same time. Awesome equipment, awesome studio in Nashville. And we're just going to hear the kick and how it affects the entire recording. So check this out. Like 5. So that was about it. Off. So you can see the power of the Bettermaker. It's like I would say I'm a huge fan of punch, you know, and I get a lot of records today, and why this is such a necessity today is where the low end is huge, but we don't want to like take an EQ and start carving down. You want to just gradually just shift it and just get it a little bit tighter, where when it plays back at louder volumes, it's bigger, it's clearer, it's fatter, it sounds in your face, and it's just a tighter, rounder presentation of this record. But what I don't want to lead your thinking. So let's listen to the hardware, and we'll go back and forth. So here's the hardware. So I'll turn these all the way off.
Got to swing. Got to swing. Got to swing.
Off.
Got to swing. 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 Got to swing.
So this is why I picked this part of this song. I just wanted to do this real quick to get back to these videos. The thing that I notice in the Pultec, something that I just love, is in the hardware, is there's something that it does. It's like it's a magic Pultec, you know. All of a sudden it takes this flabbiness out of this kick drum and rounds it up, and it like throws it right here, and it's just thump, thump, you know. And listen to it one more time. Check this. It's nuts.
Got to swing.
Off. Hear it. On. So it just brought the life out of that, and that's something that a lot of today's music needs, and especially on small speakers and small systems. It's really good for dialing in that balance between the low and the kick, and shaping it just right. There's plugins out there. Actually, one of Plugin Alliance's plugins does this. It's their B. Let me look at it real quick to give them some respect, some mad shout out. I got a ton of their plugins. The V3. It has. This is how you could say it represented in you know, graph terms. But as you move, you're gonna notice the shift. There's a bass shift knob. It's similar to this. A Pultec works in that way. As something as you lift, it decreases. So it creates like a it creates a balance. So most of the time when you boost, like let's say 150 or something, or 160, you're going to want to cut and move around it. That's just a natural sounding EQ. That's what they did in that plugin. So if I turn this down, if you look at how the shift works, and I'm not talking baseball, but you're going to be moving like that. But we're able to adjust that with the Bettermaker, and it has a sound to it. Okay, that's just to give you a graphical representation of it. That's how a Pultec works. It attenuates certain frequencies and it boosts certain frequencies. If you listen to it in context, one more time, I'm going to show you the plugin, and I'm going to see if I can get it to work before the video ends. But what is so cool about the hardware is the euphoric sound that it brings out. Listen to it really closely and how it just there's this image and this depth and this perception that comes from the actual piece of hardware.
Got to swing.
Watch it.
Got to swing. Got to swing.
Amazing piece of equipment, awesome for mastering because it's easy to just tilt it and get the top and get the low to work. A really cool piece. So let's end the video with the plug-in, see if I can get this thing to sound similar, and we'll go from here.
Got to swing. Got to swing.
Sounds good. That sounds really good.
Got to swing. Got to swing.
And now this one, what's incredible is now the plugin's really shining with different attenuation, just listening from a creative standpoint. I really like the 3K or what it's boosting there. It sounds totally different than the 5. Watch this. When I went to the 5, it seemed like this one shined. Really weird. Really, really weird.
Got to swing.
Listen to that.
Got to swing. Got to swing. Got to swing.
Wow.
Got to swing. Got to swing.
That's a cool setting on that one. So yeah, I mean, for a plugin and a company to recreate a piece of hardware, that's incredible. I mean, I just had to do a little bit more digging. I mean, so sometimes you'll watch these things on YouTube and you'll like see a guy, oh, that one's better, or this one's worse. It could be as simple as just turning this one a little bit harder. It seems like this one I had to hit it a little bit harder to get the same result. I'm into 10, 11 dBs here. This one, I think I'm into 5 or 6 dBs to get that same result. But, I mean, what are we talking about here? Does that matter? I mean, I want to see your guys' opinion at the bottom. The Bettermaker EQ is probably one of my most go-to when the low and the top really need help. And if a guy says, hey, Doug, man, I want that real big bottom, this thing can do it like no other piece. To attenuate and lift, it can change the whole bottom of a song for the better without changing it. And no pun intended. I mean, you're not hearing this drastic altercation of the bottom. It just does its job. It does it well. It cleans it out. It brings that nice, what everybody wants, that nice impact of a kick drum. And then the top, you can just give it enough life in the top. You know, depending on where you're listening or what you're listening on, it can be just what something needs. But this is a piece that stayed in my rack throughout the years because it's so good at what it does, and it just has this sound to it. My name's Doug Jenkins, iMixandMaster.com. We're constantly doing masters for people. We've had some great projects coming in the last few months. If you ever want to send music to get mixed, we do mixing. I'm actually working out of a studio about 45 minutes from here. This place is unbelievable. I mean, MCI boards and every piece of hardware you could imagine, microphones. So if you're into the professional tracking, let me know, and we can do mixes there. So we can cater to most budgets. But yeah, I appreciate you guys out there. I appreciate you guys continuing to support my videos and, you know, continuing to follow this channel, because it means a lot to me. So thank you, and I hope you guys have a great weekend. It's about 9 o'clock here. I'm going to go get some tacos. We'll see you. Bye.